If Desiree really cared about Deshawn, then how come she's not trying to get full custody?
But Desiree does want full custody. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but there is a new GoFundMe to help raise some more funds for attorneys so that Desiree can now appeal to the court to get full custody, full custody of Deshawn. And I'm here for it. Now, before I get too deep into the rest of this video, while I have your attention, I just want to give you some baseline information. It will be the same attorneys representing Desiree. The attorneys are going to connect their account directly to the GoFundMe without going through anybody else's account.
Called it. Another GoFundMe. This is just another ploy for money. Where'd the rest of the money go?
That's a great question, Jenica. I'm so glad you asked. The money that was raised for the attorney went to the attorney. All of those monies are not gone. There needs to be a minimum balance of several $1,000s in order to keep the attorneys engaged with the case. The initial objective of the money that was raised already was to reunite Desiree with her son, to have an established, legally binding parenting plan that defines custody, and that has actually been achieved. So seeing as we achieved that and there's still money available to the attorneys, I think that's a very reasonable explanation.
Well, if there's still money available, then why are you trying to raise more?
Jenica, dear, there's enough left to wrap up the existing objective. A follow-up court date. Have you both been happy with how things are going? Yes. Boom. Done. Instead, what's going to happen, baby girl, is that now the attorneys are going to say, actually, no. There have been a lot of concerning issues and violations of the orders of the judge, and we now want to convince you to give Desiree sole custody, that the other parent should have no access to this child. That's going to require some billable hours.
Well, I don't think that's what's best for Deshawn. Stephanie and Drew might not be perfect, but Desiree shouldn't have lost custody of Deshawn in the first place. Lost custody of all her kids. That's why her daughter aged out of foster care.
Hi, Dr. Nick. I was wondering when you were going to show up. Your profile should come with a label that says, I'm not really a doctor, I just play one in the comments. Literally no one cares what you think is best for this child. The judge has all of the facts and information at his fingertips, and he is going to make those kinds of decisions. Despite your best efforts to sway the perception of Desiree in the court of public opinion, that doesn't matter. What matters is that the judge knows the facts, which are that Desiree never lost custody of Deshawn, that Desiree has never lost custody of any of her kids. And so Desiree's daughter did not age out of the foster care system. Like, what? Which begs the question, where did you get this information from? The gall to make an allegation like that without any proof and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it until it casts doubt. At best, you used third-party information to make a scathing allegation as part of a character assassination. At worst, somebody out there made this up, and people repeated it that didn't care whether it was true or not. Even if it had been true, the past does hold some bearing on the present. If you lost your kids, you've made some pretty intense mistakes. But I believe in giving people room to grow and improve. Weaponizing the fact that someone did as a way to obstruct them being able to connect with their kid now is so obtuse and lacking in humanity for so many reasons. Really disturbing. Crazier still is the fact that some of the people who have spread this false story actually have lost their kids in some capacity or another. And yet they are comfortable weaponizing it to obstruct another mother from being with her child, and it's not even true. Like, I'm not qualified to try to diagnose what the fuck is wrong with you. It's so weird. It's so truly crazy. Because what you're saying without saying it is that if she had lost custody of her kids, that means she's not a good mother today. And that's not a red flag, that's a diagnosis.
Desiree raised thousands of dollars for Deshawn, and he doesn't have anything to show for it. I heard he doesn't even have a bed at his.
Why do you even think that? How would you even know that?
Any proof of the bed? Show us a picture of the bed. Show us receipts for the bed.
If Desiraye doesn't respond to the demands of somebody who's been trying to lie, to discredit her, to get in the way of having her son. So if she doesn't respond to your demands, that she provide photographic evidence or receipts of the fact that Deshawn has a bed, then you're going to say that it must be true that she does not have one. And all of that is to tell us what? That if Deshawn doesn't have a bed to sleep in, he shouldn't live there, because Deshawn went from having his mother in his life, his father in his life, a bed and a home, to having a foam mat on the floor, to having no home and living in a motel. And so if having a bed is your unit of measure of worthiness, but he has a bed. See, and it's like, this is the stuff that is so ridiculous. I respect the fact that Desiraye didn't abide by that. It's so insulting to say, I offered to give her $500. I will up it to $1,000. If she really had a bed, she would take that money. Like, it's so gross and baseless and disgusting. And also that people don't support her having her own kid, because he's better off in a motel with a disengaged deadbeat dad and a woman who gave him a black eye, who kidnapped him, but then made him think that his mom might kidnap him. It's so sick. Anyone who's participated in this type of rhetoric, you've lost the plot. You've told on yourself. You're looking for receipts in the wrong places because that's how you think. If you want to know what Deshawn has gotten out of all of the money that's been raised, how about we start with his mom back in his life? If you follow this case for the tea, or to attach yourself to a viral moment, then this is just going to be chapter 56 to you. If you follow this because you actually have a concern for the well-being of the children, a win for Desiraye is a win for Deshawn, and it's also a middle finger to Stephanie, Rights and Rights, Drew, and every troll who irresponsibly and heartlessly, spitefully and maliciously, for no reason, tried to participate and enable Stephanie's want to rip these two apart. I think we need that win. If we get that win, somehow that can add a little bit of hope for those other kids. If I was looking at the context of all of these reports and trying to justify taking kids away, if a judge orders that one of the parents loses custody of one of the kids, I wonder how that might reflect.